Hi, this is BRF. In this video, we'll discuss about the stack non-generic collection which we have in C Sharp. So, what is a stack and how we are going to use the stack in C Sharp programming, and what are all the different built-in methods and properties we have come up with stack feature in C Sharp, and how we are going to use them in the C Sharp program. So as we have seen different non-generic collections, so in the previous sessions about array list, sorted list, and some of the queue stack collections. So this also stack is also a non-generic collection we have in C Sharp. It's a type of collection which stores elements in last in first out style concept thing, that is a LIFO style. So that means each element is added to the top. Each element we remove is removed from the top. This is something LIFO collection. The stack is last in first out. This stack can help you developers develop parsers quickly and also replace complex recursive algorithms. Stack is a generic type. We must specify it's a stored element type. Okay. So the stack allows null values and also duplicate values. It provides push method to add values and pop or peek methods to retrieve values from the stack. So if you look at the syntax of a stack, how it is going to be declared using this C Sharp. If you look at this program, so as I told you, this is come up with this system.collection namespace, and you have to give it. And after giving of this particular namespace, and you start using of this selection. But before this particular thing, I just wanted to explain you what are all the different built-in methods come up with this stack. So there are different methods, as I told you, push, pop, peek kind of thing. And along with that, we have a count property where it is coming from the stack. If you look at these properties of stack, it has count property. This count property basically uses for returns the total count of elements in the stack. So how many elements are existed in the specified stack is going to be returned using this particular count property. So it only have one property, that is count, and rest of all are methods. So what are all methods we have in stack? If you look at stack methods, we have push, and we have pop method, and we have peek method, and we have contains the method. Also we have clear methods. So these are the methods we have in this stack in a collection. So generally this push method we used to use to add elements in a stack, like inserts an item at the top of your stack. And coming to the pop operation or pop method, removes and returns items from the stack, items from the top of the stack. So that way it is following LIFO style, last in first out. And coming to the peek, this method we used to use to return the top element from the stack. Returns item, top item from the stack. And coming to the contains method, this is used to check whether an item exists in the stack or not. This used to check whether item exists in the stack or not. So this is something kind of validation which returns Boolean value, like whether the item is existed in the stack, it is going to return true, otherwise it is going to return false. So if you want to verify or check whether the specific item is existed in the stack or not before retrieving the element from the stack, then you need to use contains method, so that it will validates or it will checks the stack elements and returns you the true, so that you will avoid the runtime exceptions when you run your program or execute your program, without this validation, if you use directly a pop or a p kind of thing, you may have a exception which is being shown on the UI. So if you are not properly handling using error exception handling kind of thing. Okay, coming to the clear method. This method basically used for removes all items from the stack. If you want to remove all items from the stack. That is nothing but reinstallation of your stack. Like once your program is executed, the entire program or entire stack process, and if you want to reinitialize the stack, then you just simply call the stack name dot clear, so that it clears or removes all elements from the stack. So this is all about the properties and methods of stack. Now we'll see like a small example like how it is going to work in C# console application. So now I'm going to declare a stack here. Let us say like stack. My stack name is my stack of type new stack. Now I'm pushing some elements using a push. As I told you, like I'm pushing one element. My stack dot push of uh, yes, that means you can store any kind of element, not only integer. Okay, my stack dot push 2. So this way I've been pushed 3 elements. Now I just wanted to know how many elements have been pushed in my stack. So console dot write line of number of elements in the stack is my stack dot count. Okay, now I will keep read key so that we'll wait for my cursor. If you run my application, what it is going to do is it will execute the program and it will returns you the count of the stack elements. So my number of the elements in the stack is 3 because I have been pushed to 3 elements. So that way you can get the elements. Also, if you want to pop any element like I've been pushed to 3 elements. Now I'm going to push like pop one element from the stack. That way I will be differentiating. So what are all the elements available after my pop operation happens? Stack dot pop, and I use the again same statement after pop operation. If you run this, it will returns you 3 and it will returns you 2 because I've been popped the element. Okay. Now if you want to print the elements, so again you have to use a looping statement. Like after you push this, if you want to print the stack elements, use any loop here, count greater than 0. So here you print your elements. I stack that pop. So similarly, same statement. Okay. So because I've been retrieved all the elements, so my stack will get empty here. If you comment this and check for the count here, you will be having a problem. Like let us see. If you run this program, your elements has been printed here because This is coming from the last in first out style. That's why it is printing first last element. So in this, the context I've been pushed two as the last element and test as the second element, middle element, and one as the first element. That's the reason it is displaying similar order. And when I press here, number of elements in the stack is 0. And now if you try to pop the element, then how it is behaving, you see here. And if you run this, look at here, it has been thrown some exception because already the stack has been cleared using this pop operation with this while loop, and again you are trying to do this, it is definitely throws you exception. So that time what you have to do is you have to check for the element. If my stack contains, like if you want to check the element, like some element, so then only it is coming to this line, because if you look at this the debug process, how it is being verifying, then you will be knowing it. If you run again this program and you look at here, so till this the items has been printed, and when I press, it is coming to here and it is checking for the two element existence in the stack. This case it is not existed, so hence it is not executing the pop operation and it is executing the further the lines of code. Okay, so I hope you clear about like stack and the existing methods of stack, how we are going to use. And as I told you, this is a non-generic collection which is used for storing different data type elements in stack, and this is following last in first out standard. And using the existing methods, you can retrieve the values using a pop or peek elements, and using a push method, you can insert the values. So hope this is clear, like about stack usage in C#. And thanks for listening this video.